Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. I know there's a ton of stuff going on about Jeffrey Epstein. I'm gonna do some more live streams and I'm gonna show you some stuff. But I wanted to just do a video on this one thing that I have not heard anybody talk about. Now, Epstein had, he had lots of stuff, lots of information, lots of news stuff that if you look at his emails, and everybody's searching out certain things and to bust certain people. And I get that. I do. I'm looking at that too. But I'm also interested in looking at what he's keeping in his files, just knowledge that he wanted. So I come across this one thing, and I was reading down several articles before I came to this expose of the food industry. And y'all, let me tell you, for those of you who have been saying that the food doesn't taste right, it's like it's making me sick, things are not right. What are they putting in our food? Look, I'm telling you, even today, I had this horrible situation. I look, I want to tell you, I make the best chicken salad. I'm not trying to brag, but normally I make some of the best chicken salad. And I carefully cooked my meat yesterday. I buy the best ingredients, or I think really good ingredients, because that's important. Yesterday, I slow cooked my chicken in the crock pot as I always do to make it soft. And anyway, it just didn't cook right. I cooked it all day and I'm like, it's just not, something's wrong. So I put it on longer. I thought for some reason it just didn't cook enough. And it still, I put it on for several more hours. It still wasn't right. So I put it in the fridge. I thought, I'm going to get to this tomorrow because I had completely run out of time. I bought good ingredients. I put it together today and I tasted even the cream cheese. It just didn't taste, and it didn't. Cream cheese, y'all ladies know, is hard to mix up. It's hard to melt. Like real cream cheese, it really is a pain in the butt. It tastes wonderful and one of my favorite things in the world to use in cooking or just to eat right out of the package. Love it. But it is not easy to work with. This cream cheese, like I didn't even have to melt it. It just came right out and just the heat from my hands just melted it right into the chicken salad, which I thought was very odd because I usually spend a lot of time just working with it, and put it in the microwave or sitting at room temperature for a long time to try to get it, where it's more easy to form to. Anyway, it wouldn't season right. The chicken does not have the right texture, and I was bought it at a place that I felt like usually it wasn't Walmart. It usually has quality. I feel like it's real. I stopped buying my chicken at Walmart a long time ago because I realized it was not real chicken. Y'all, I made this whole batch of chicken salad and I can't eat it. And even my family says, yeah, this does not taste like chicken. Something is wrong. The cream cheese is not right. Nothing is right about this food. Well, I happened to remember that I had downloaded this article to watch later. And so I'm so frustrated. So I came and I pulled up this article and I decided, let's look at it together because this is all the way back in, I think, 2019, y'all. This is a long time ago, but this is something that was an expose even then of what they are doing to our food. And y'all, it's only gotten worse. So I'm going to put my glasses on and let's look at what I found. Mm, is that so? Okay, so you're gonna see I don't know what this image is, but you're going to see the reference here on the right-hand side where this EFTA 0008 498, let me see if there's any more to that, 46 is the actual number of this, document. Okay, so this is the web link here, and it looks like it's a YouTube thing. But this is something that he had, and there's a whole lot of documents in this. So let's look at it. Okay, and he's talking about Mercola.com and not usually taking this seriously. But this is talking about an author called Joanna Blytham, an award winning investigative journalist, and talking about the things that she has found that goes on with our food production. Now, if you're like me, you are aware that they have exponentially changed the growing period of chickens. Like where chickens would take months normally to grow, they grow them quickly, like in 6 weeks from hatching to, full chicken for market, the steroids and stuff that they do to our chickens. I've known that for a long time. Like chickens have to grow faster because people are eating more. There's more people on the planet, more people to feed. I mean, you can't have a regular growing chicken. All right, because we don't have the farms and stuff that we used to feed the people. People are in the cities, people are working, people aren't farming in the amounts that they used to. So we have to do this. Now, I've known that for a long time, and maybe most of you didn't. But listen to what this says. Hamburgers. When people eat processed meats like hamburgers, they believe they are eating mostly real beef. Chances are they are way off, as one type of meat processes involves soaking butchered carcasses in hot water with added enzymes. This has the effect of releasing about another 5% of meat like substances from the carcass. Ugh. Then this is added into cheap burgers, sausages, and other processed meat products. Okay, so we know they're like, okay, they're making cloudifiers. They're basically soaking the carcass, getting some that white stuff off. They're adding this, bulking it up. All right, that's not the worst thing in the world. All right, enzymes, we can live with that. We know. If y'all thought that was 100% meat, I got a bridge, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. Y'all knew that. And y'all already knew our eggs and bread and stuff have these enzymes, things that make them last longer. Y'all know bread doesn't mold like it used to. You're aware of some things, or you should be. But now, what you might not be aware of are things like this. It's called clean labels. All right. They don't want to tell you what it really is. It's a label polluter. In other words, it's made up crap. So they call it a clean label. Well, that sounds good, right? So instead of saying that something is carrot colored or it's got carrot coloring, like it's got orange coloring in it, there's not a carrot in sight. They're calling it carrot concentrate. Well, carrot concentrate to me sounds like it's a concentrated carrot. You've got carrots in there. Oh, but no, ma'am. It just is the color of a carrot. It could be anything as long as it's orange. As a matter of fact, could be some kind of chemical, or even the way it's derived from the carrot could be with a toxic chemical like that terrible thing called hexane that you can't get out of there. Basically, it's poison. Oh, but it's got a clean label and you're getting carrot concentrate, which sounds lovely. And thanks to that clean label, you think you're eating healthy. Now, Joanna decided to test some things, and so she took some chocolate chips. She put them, like from a muffin, she put them on her desk, and she said after 6 weeks, they still hadn't changed a bit. And what she discovered was kind of these muffins, she called them like mini tanning salons for processed products. And they're pre cooked in factories far, far away. And here is another factoid, according to this article. When baked goods are sold loose this way, they do not require an ingredient label. What? I mean, I've noticed that. Have you ever looked for ingredients on something and aren't any? And you're like, I thought you had to put ingredients on stuff. And I've wondered how they got away with that. This is how. So that's another way they get away with this because they're processed far away in many different stores and bakeries. It's a mishmash. I mean, always the telltale sign of how processed something is the fact, as we know, that it doesn't mold. That's always scary to me. And I'll tell you, I got really excited this week when I made some chicken and rice and I made it kind of hot and spicy, put some good cream cheese in it. And first of all, I was excited because everybody ate it up. I thought I was going to be eating it for lunch all week, taking it, but it was gone in a day. And that was super exciting. And so but when I had switched containers, put it in the refrigerator, I still had a little bit that was stuck to the bottom of my pan and I just stuck it in the sink. I didn't do dishes for a couple of days. When I came back to scrape it out and throw it away and wash the dishes, I was so thrilled and excited to see that rice and chicken, it was the most beautiful green and white fuzz in the bottom of that pan. And y'all, I know that's gross, but let me tell you, I was so excited because I knew that it only does that when the ingredients in there are real, which I had taken, rice and jalapenos and chicken that I assumed was real, and apparently it was. I had put all this in there. It tasted real, and it was a relief to find out that that stuff did indeed mold. Now, if it had come from a box, I can assure you it would have just been sitting in there. So it really did my heart good to see that little green fuzzy stuff in my pan. And remember, these things are toxic. Now, something else that's toxic, and I've known this, and you should have known this. Let's talk about a company named DuPont, who in 1961, the toxicologist warned colleagues that the exposure to those. Hello? Hey. Besides Evie Mux? Oh, we've got yeah, I'm doing a video right now, but we've got crap. We've got Amazon Prime. And then under that I've already got HBO Max and something else under that that's already that I haven't. Ask Bella because I don't right at the moment, and I'm in the middle of filming. But she. All right, bye. Kids. All right. Now, way back in the 60s, DuPont already knew that their Teflon was causing enlarged livers in rats and rabbits. So imagine what that's doing to you. But think how they have pushed and pushed Teflon throughout the decades and slowly tried to get our iron skillets out of the kitchens. If I didn't know better, I would think they were trying to do away with us, maybe decrease the population. But they wouldn't do that, would they? Well, it'll be all right. We just won't tell them. Now, then again, in May of 2015, the Journal of Environmental Health Perspectives published a document known as the Madrid Statement. I bet you didn't hear about that. It certainly didn't make national news, and it was signed by more than 200 scientists from 38 countries. The statement highlights the potential harm of both old and new PFAS chemicals. Now, what is that, you may ask? Well, this is the same stuff that protects your carpet from stains. Well, okay, well, I'm not eating my carpet, so how is that affecting me? Well, if you had a pastry with your coffee this morning, you probably had it on wax paper. And guess what? That wax paper, probably that you even have in your kitchen, has these PFAS chemicals on it. And according to this, it is, quote, a very serious decision to make chemicals that last long and putting them into consumer products with high levels of human exposure. Hmm, it's a worrisome thing. You think? Now, some of these scientists, and I'm not even kidding, you can read it here, they're talking about switching out these toxic chemicals and they are calling it, quote, a toxic whack a mole. Ain't that some crap? They're over here wilding with your health. But they go on to say that they don't really know if these PFASs are really that toxic and what's going to cause what. Of course, it doesn't really matter because most of them, they're not really sure what it's going to do to your children. But hey, it doesn't matter that. But hey, in the grand scheme of things, is it going to make a difference? Because these elite pedos, dare we say, potential reptilians, are busy eating your children. So, what's a little bit of toxicity? Of course, the ones who are sacrificing to Baal, they want to keep themselves as healthy as. Of course, the ones that are out here sacrificing to Baal want to keep themselves as healthy as possible. Well, I'm glad someone is looking out for your health. I bet you're using cast iron skillets as well. Just like grandma. Just like grandma cooked her children. Am I live? Oh my god, y'all. I was just do- I was doing a well, hello y'all. I'm live. I was always afraid this would happen cuz I'm busy looking at this. I'm reading and I'm thinking what am I going to include? Well, let's just start over. I was supposed to be on record. Well, hello, Belle. I didn't even say hi to anybody. At least I've got lipstick on. Oh my god. Hey, Samantha. I wasn't even looking, y'all. What did I say? This is hilarious. Well, it's good. I've got plenty of stuff to talk about Epstein. I'll just have to pull it up. Bill, I made a peanut butter pie for hubby with cream cheese and had to throw it away. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I guess I won't be making a video about that unless I cut it down. At my home, we work with nature, and nature wants to work with me. You have bug eaters. Speaking of bug eaters, you know that's what they want us to do, right? Eat bugs. Daniel Berry, hi. I like bok choy. I really do. You started your movie to see me live, and I had no idea. I literally thought I was just doing a video. I was going to go live. I didn't even put on any makeup since this morning. I was like, cause see, I can edit it afterwards. I can put like, well, I really can't now. They've messed up my thing, but I can put on at least. I can put like stuff on my So I'm like, okay, I don't have any makeup on, but it'll be all right. I put lipstick on. I can't do that. It doesn't pick up right, but it'll do my eyelashes. So I'm like, oh, I'm okay. I can put eyelashes on. Well, I wasn't as entertaining because when you're filming, you can take breaks and you can look and you're thinking. Yeah, I just take long pauses and I'm reading stuff and I'm not as prepared. Dang it. Well, hi. I was gonna go live, but I was just tired and I thought, I'll just do a video instead. I didn't have any clue that y'all were there. I didn't. I just happened to see. I looked and I saw that like there's one person. I'm like, what? And why is one person? And there was more than one person, but that's all I saw. I'm like, oh my god, no! How was somebody live? Because you heard my conversation with my son, like, oh yeah, we got Amazon Prime, but like I'm doing a video. Oh my god. Okay, well, while we're doing this, y'all want to see what I've been looking at? I've got some. I was talking about the food because I was horrified. I really was horrified. And here's Sachi because she knew I was going live. Apparently, yes, baby. Let me see if I can pull up the other stuff. I'm having a hard time with this. Um, maybe I can just go to Gmail. The stuff that I had pulled up in my box. It weird. When I went to I've got it downloaded, but it won't show on my stuff. I have to email it to myself, which is how I actually got that one. I was on the speakerphone. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. I guess I was not on. I have another line that I just have like recordings. I usually just go into there, but I didn't even realize I was on live broadcast. So yeah, you see me at my worst sometimes. Um, at least I wasn't saying anything ugly. I don't think I was I? Let's see if I can pull up. I don't think I can screen share. I might have to. I do have some stuff downloaded, but I have to see. For some reason, I couldn't show it. I was just trying when I was playing around, and I couldn't do it. Let me see if I can. I don't know, y'all. It's weird. I can have some of this. I might have to do from. I can go to the live though. Like if you want to, I'll show you how to do this because I realized um you can go to J. Let's see, make sure it's gonna do stuff. Okay. Let me just share this so you can see it. It's jmail.world, and I think I already did this. Let me fix this where you can see it. And then I'll make it smaller. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to see when you got a cat bottom. Let's see. Let me make this. Let me go to this other one. There. Let's see if we can. I'll fix this for y'all. We'll see what it looks like when it comes up. But I was looking at it today and I just realized that that it's got files like if you go to jmail.world, I've got a lot of things saved. These little buttons here at the bottom, let me go and I'll show you. Like this. This is the Jmail, and then these are photos. So make sure you're seeing what I'm saying. Yeah. Have y'all been doing this? Let me put the comments where I can see them. If you're uh if you're going to no money shots, yeah, I know, right? um yeah, but if you're going to this, like, look, there was a couple of things I was going to show y'all. It's really heartbreaking. But there are so many pictures on here, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Some things I found on here, they say they're redacted, and some of them are, and some of them aren't. And some of them just get like really nasty. I mean, there you can't see, but you can see enough to know that it's still bad. Um, like some of this stuff you don't have to see it to know, and it just gets disgusting. Like I'm not trying to look at that. But if you notice here, like so much stuff is redacted. Like I'll pull this up. All of these pictures. Now this says Hawaii and Zorro. And if you don't know, Zorro is his ranch out. I can't remember where it's at. Somewhere here in the US. Can't remember what state it's in. But like every single there's nothing in these pictures that you can see. So, I mean, and these are like, look at how many. These are the little, what do you call them when they're just like the little slides? Little, like I call them thumbnails. That's what we call them now, but back in the day. They're just all blacked out. They're all redacted. Now, some of these, it just has pictures out. It has pictures around there, and then this is redacted. But like, look at how many you just look after, and it makes you wonder. Like, is this all? Does it all need to be redacted, or is it stuff that they just don't want us to see because they feel like we don't need to? But some of them are labeled like this is St. Petersburg. Uh, he took a lot of trips. There's some interesting. There's some very interesting diaries, I guess. I'm gonna call them journals that we'll go through. They're kind of lengthy. Um, but then you'll see. Uh, let's see if I can find one that says that there's a lot of them. The little CDs that say, I don't see them. Well, but here you have this. You have CSAM not scanned. So this is something that was not scanned in. 25 thumbnails, March 10th, revised March 10th, 2025. Okay. So what is on there? It's not that I want to see them. I don't. But what is on there? Because these are the kind of things, y'all, that can just go missing, right? And there are tons of these. This item was not scanned. Well, what is it? This is a DVD, not scanned. Okay. Is it this one? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know. This says this is CSAM not scanned, but obviously it's not this because this was scanned, even though these are covered up. You see what I'm saying? It's just insane. Let me make sure you're seeing what I'm saying. Yeah. And then you have everything is labeled. Here's one that just says Walter Cronkite, January 07. There are some pictures. It doesn't look like it's on here, but there are some. I did see some pictures of him. He was quite old. But I did see some pictures of him, I don't know, having dinner at a table, something. But yeah, so you can go through literally tons of this. This is what I was going to come to right here. Let's see if I can go. Yeah, I was going to look at this. This is kind of like a story. And I was going to see what you see because I found, looking at some other things, I found maybe who this could be. Well, I don't know who it is, but I found a picture of a girl that was not redacted. It made me wonder what's going on, but I just kind of wanted to get your opinion. Okay, obviously we can't tell who it is. She's got blonde hair. That's all we know. Once upon a time, there was a clueless little girl. How do I look? Okay. And then the next one, let's see. What did this say? How do I look? I don't. Okay, the next one is something about and grew. And I can't tell who this is back here. In this picture, there seems to be a woman to the right. There's somebody here. This looks like a man. All to the far right. Then you've got somebody to the right, somebody in the middle. on the left, and it looks like, the arrows, same person. I think this is of herself. That's the way I'm taking it. I don't know what all this stuff is on the bed. It looks kind of like equipment. There is some, in some of these pictures, there is some kind of disgusting things. Okay, it says, I beautified. So it looks like she's talking about, let me make sure this is big enough for y'all to see. Let me make this a little bit bigger, if y'all can see it bigger. Hold on. Let me change this. I'm probably going to have to change it back, but let me make this a little bit more user or friendly for y'all to see. Can y'all see that better? Okay. Okay, it says, and I beautified. So it looks like maybe she's practicing or giving him shots. I'm gonna say, go out on a limb here and say that's Botox, which is probably not that difficult to give. I don't know if she was learning, if she was an esthetician, is that what you say that, or if she was trying to be, or I don't know. I don't know who this is. All right, so oh no, how did I lose that? Y'all, I'm real talented at doing this. I do this a lot, and ends up taking me a while to find it. Hold on. Navigating this stuff isn't easy. I've got it bookmarked, but as I found out, my bookmarks, here we get into some crazy stuff. This was part of a journal. Maybe I should hold on. I'll find it again. It might be on his drive. Sorry. But it gets really disturbing because it actually is in a all these pictures, I found them like this, but it's also in another place. See, now I'm going to tell you something. See how this picture right here? Let's see how y'all are seeing that. See how this picture is not redacted? You will find some that are like this. So when I came across pictures like this that I saw that were not redacted, I assumed they weren't redacted because they were pictures of somebody's kids, like that he knew, or that that was okay, like they're fine, they're just friends' kids or whatever. But then you'll also, like, later on, you will find this same picture that it's the same picture, and their faces, they'll be redacted. I don't know if these specific ones are, because I haven't seen this picture. But that's why I said that one girl, like, I've seen some of these, and like they're not redacted. So I don't understand if it's just a goof up, because the one I said that I think I know what this girl looks like who wrote this little diary thing that we were looking at. Hold on, let me go to the drive and see if I can find it there. because I think that's where I found it first. Well, I don't think this is it. No, this is a whole nother story. That's a whole nother one. Um, and it kind of just goes and goes. Anyway, sorry about that. We will find them eventually. But she tells a whole little story. And as her story goes on, it just makes me wonder. It looks like she spent a considerable amount of time with him. And then you find some diaries that I've got links to, but because I didn't see some of these I haven't seen. You see how what I'm talking about though? Can you see this? How you have pictures of you have a baby, redacted pictures, and then unredacted pictures. Uh, Like why? Some things you come across like you should not be looking at. And then some things, and I just saw a picture on here and I'm like, "Oh, I hope that does not everything that is explicit should be blacked out." But these are the new releases. So y'all, I don't even know. Is that Epstein? I don't know. Is that Epstein? Who is that? Who's this little kid in black and white? I don't even know. And here's the thing about these photos. You don't even know. There's no explanation. And some of the ones that are the most horrific, there's not an explanation. Are they true? Are they not true? The the DOJ does not tell you. You know, it's just like, here's the picture. No explanation. Let me see what y'all are saying for just a second because I can't see. Pat yourself on the back. You did half alive without knowing you were alive. Yeah, I certainly did. Um, let's see. Yes, DOJ said 11 million files. They released 3 million. Yes. Where are the other 8 million? Absolutely. They are still trying to figure out how they're going to keep those from us. That's exactly what they're doing. Well, I think it is, and honestly, I just passed one that I hope. I mean, it wasn't a live person, but it was definitely. It should have been that Samantha. Hey, Heather Brown, Hebby. Um, let's see. I'm way behind. Let's see. I know y'all are talking amongst yourselves. All right. So let's go back. Yeah, some things are, and that's what's crazy about these newer ones, these brand new drops. These pictures, like I said, you'll go and it'll be everybody's face will be covered, and then you'll come across one and it'll be like completely. See, here we go. Here we go. Case in point. This chick, she's covered. She's covered, 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 covered. And then boom, there we go. She's not. She's got half a face out and then her whole face out. So, I mean, and she might not be a minor, she might not be a victim, she might not need to be covered at all. I mean, what are we supposed to think? Right? I'm trying to skip past anything that could be uh there's some things in the beginning though that are very sus. I'm trying to get back down to that if I can find a little diary. Um let's see, what's this? Personal assistant in New York, Paris. I don't know who posted this. I don't know if it was Ghislaine. Always dreamt to have a job between New York, Paris, and Caribbean. Oh yeah, always had. Did you always dream of being trafficked? Here you go, personal assistant in New York, Paris. Who we are, our family office enhanced education, specializing in philanthropy, charity projects, and financial services, is looking for a personal assistant. I'll bet you are. Who we're looking for? You are a female under 24. Etc., etc. I'll bet. Ugly people need not apply, right? I'm just saying. There's some of y'all. I'm just gonna tell you right now. There is a ton of stuff out there. I don't know if you want to see it. I've got the links to a lot of stuff with Trump. It's again, it's not proven, but it's not disproven either. Okay, and here's the thing. You know, y'all, some of you will probably get mad at me, but I will say this: I voted for Trump, and I think you all know that. I wasn't shy about saying that. I am a conservative. I really don't. I mean, I'm still a conservative. I really don't know what I am now. I don't like the government. Period. That's what I am now. I'm a no party. Let's start over. That's what I am now. Um, I think they're all guilty. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't think you can be friends with somebody for 10 or 15 years and not know what was happening. That's me. Um Again, things haven't been proven, but they have not been disproven. You know, I probably will do a show where I go back and I'm going to show you some of the words that have publicly come out from Donald Trump calling anybody who wanted to know about the Epstein files horrible things, talking about his own voters, the people that elected him, and this is back this past summer, saying horrible things about us. That's where you lost me, Mr. Trump. Right there. Right there. That's where you lost me. And just because we wanted transparency, and then people are like, oh well, he's the only president who's done that. That's true, but thank you, Samantha, there are 11 million files. 11 point, it's either 8 or 9 actually, was the original count of files. We have 3 point something. We don't even have half of them, y'all. We don't even have half. And look at this. We already know that they are sacrificing to Baal, munching on children. Again, not proven, but not disproven. We already have the artwork. We already know of these vile things that they are doing that is proven. Um, and we've only got a third of the files, actually, less than a third of the files. And this is what we're already finding. So you tell me what's going on. Are we seeing transparency? No. And are other countries raising up and calling out their leaders and doing something? Why, yes, they are. They are. And now, I understand Prince Andrew, or the former Prince Andrew, was not, I mean, he was arrested and released. He probably will face, he already has faced some problems with his involvement with Epstein. Other leaders, people are calling for, justice. We are sitting on our hands doing nothing. That is not okay. Do I think that you can be chummy like this and be innocent? No, I do not. That's my opinion. Um, here's Stephen Hawking's. Look, I'm just saying, throw them all out. Throw them all out. Let's start over. I don't even know if there's any hope in the whole world, but I'm gonna say let's start over. I haven't even seen these pictures, actually. I will say this. Where are we at in here? I don't know who this is. Um, I'm gonna go back up to the top because this is a new drop. I noticed this though. What do y'all think? Because one of the files showed where he had ordered all this sulfuric acid. All right, wait. Let's go back to some things. While we're here, let's look at this. Y'all notice anything odd about this picture? Because I did. You see these little babies? See the little babies? There's two of them right here. I just thought this was odd artwork. And I don't like. There was a thing here. Oh my gosh. It was probably 20, 30 years ago. I see some people still have them. But they were little. It was little handmade crafts that you had here in the South. It was a big thing. You saw them all over craft markets and whatever. It was like a little person, a stuffed like doll type homemade doll, um, with and it had its hands. It didn't really have a face, but it had its hands like this, and it had little real kids clothes on, and it would be in the corner as if it was crying, like if it was a bad little child and you stuck it in the corner, and it was cute, and people were like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, but I didn't like it. It's like, that's what you do for a kid for punishment, is you put the kid in the corner. It just seemed an odd thing to me. You have an unhappy child in your house. Like, this is what you're going to display? Not happy pictures of kids, not like Laura Geller with the cute little babies and the flowers and stuff like that. You're going to have them. I don't know. It was sad to me. And I don't like this picture for the same reason. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but down here at the bottom of this table, you've got little naked babies, and they're like kind of balled up in a like hiding their faces. It's the same thing. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's it seems to me that's not a happy baby. Okay. So I've got this saved somewhere on my computer. Another thing I don't like is this picture right here. This is weird as crap. Walk into his foyer. There is a woman, and there are other pictures, not right around this one, but I have seen them in other places. This is a woman in a wedding dress hanging on a rope. Like, it's not like around her neck. It's like she's trying to escape or something. I don't know. It's a weird thing, though. It looks like to me somebody just as an afterthought to put her in a wedding dress. It looks like a woman's trying to escape, but it's an art piece hanging right there where people are walking, like up and down the stairs. Like, what the crap? Again, it's a picture of, to me, torture. Like, you have the little babies, unhappy, laying at on the floor, like, curled up in a little ball, and you have a woman trying to escape. This is a little sick, okay? I don't have this in my house. And then I looked at this guy. I don't know if you can see him. This is an African American child. He has a big smile on his face, but I don't like this one either. He's sitting there. It, to me, now maybe it's not meant to be this way, but it looks like the smile is forced. It doesn't look genuine, but maybe that's just me. His coat, I don't think you can see this either unless you were to really look at this up close. His coat is striped. It's got lots of stripes on it. Reminds me. I mean, it's almost like the jockey, the lawn jockeys that are not appropriate that were in yards forever. Also kind of reminds me of the stripes in the Holocaust, in the camps. I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Sitting on a bench there by himself. There's another view in this picture. Oh, that ain't the picture. In this picture, see how it's just sitting there by itself? It's weird. It's weird. Let me show you another weird one. Found this one disturbing as crap. Because there's other pictures of people eating dinner at this table, women. And you recognize it by these chairs that are covered in the leopard. What the heck is this? This is a table right here at the corner. And it's only got like the bust of it. This looks like a little person. I don't know. Like, why? Why is it pulled up to the table? I mean, is this a child? Is this like, and why? Because it looks like this is a ponytail. If you can see it, it looks like this is a little ponytail and that this is cut off right here under the shoulders. Why is it on a table at the table? It's bizarre. Now, this thing over here is like one of those gongs, so I don't know if this is a ceremonial thing. I don't know what this is, but there are pictures of people eating here. I don't know. I'm just, the whole vibe is just weird. It's just weird. I'm like, okay, I know we're dealing with some weird people, but the whole thing is just off. Let's see. Let me see y'all. What y'all saying again? There's a lot of ugly millionaires that are visiting, for sure. I guarantee the jerky talk meant human. Yeah, I think so too. Nobody is that obsessed with jerky. Let's see. I have acquaintances that I have to deal with and I want to do with in my personal life. I think the same can be said for Trump. The fact that he doesn't pretend to be perfect actually is entertaining. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just don't I just don't trust anybody after this. I just don't. But that's just me. My ghosts have morals. Okay, Critter Mama. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay, wait, Bill. What are you saying that the boy in the statue is a salute to segregation? It was an art piece from an installation in the 90s. I believe Bill Cosby used to own it. Well, I don't like it. I don't like it. I just don't I feel like I don't know. I mean, it's well done. I just there's something about it, Belle, that I just don't like. It doesn't sit well with me. And maybe if it is a nod to segregation, because I'm not a fan of segregation either. So, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. It is not a thing that I what what did I just do? Okay, there we go. I'm not big on that. All right. So, but that's not even what I was gonna say. Uh, let's look at. It should be close here. Remember this thing right here, because if I ever find those other pictures, Jeffrey was wearing this, I believe. And this is in a spa, which is kind of weird. There's some weird pictures in here. But somewhere in here, there is. We're going to get out to the outside and just tell me what you think. Because, again, he had ordered sulfuric acid. Did that just say barrel? Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for the pictures. Okay, it should be right around here. Well, I say that, but it's somewhere in this industrial stuff. There's some barrels. And I mean, I guess people have uses for barrels. But I wanted to take a better look at them. Gotta remember this picture of Bill Clinton, right? That's something else. Um, I know it is not too far down here because this is where I was scrolling really quick through here when I saw them. Okay, barrels, barrels, barrels. And I haven't found, maybe we'll look for the email, but I saw it on somebody else's show. I saw the email where he had ordered like a ton of sulfuric acid. And like, what are you going to use sulfuric acid for except to, it's one of the few things that will dissolve a human bone. So if you have a lot of bones, you might need some sulfuric acid if you need to get rid of them. Just saying. And they are. I didn't see them. I don't remember scrolling down this far. Let me go back up here just a little bit. I thought when I hit the when I saved these on my computer, the like on my downloads, that it would pop it right back up, but it doesn't. It's weird. Like, I don't understand why it won't. It'll pop it up for so I can see it, but I can't share it for you to see. I don't get it. Let me see if I can find this anywhere else. Anyway, it's like that. There's Beryl. Okay, let's see. It's in a bunch of crap like this, but it's in his. It's like this, but they're open, and you can see where they've been used. And I can't see. And what you can see in the barrels is that they've been used, and there's like a reddish brown substance in them, like around the rims. Okay, wait. Maybe this is it. Or maybe we can get a duplicate. Let's pop this one up. Okay, this isn't the exact picture that I was looking for, but I don't know what was in these. So maybe this is the color. This isn't the exact. I have two pictures, and this isn't. It's similar though. But you see what I'm saying? How the edge, I don't know what this is in there, but it looks like it's kind of reddish brown. I don't know what's in there. But then there was some barrels that were on the right side of the picture. And it was the same thing, only they were closer. You could see inside of it better. So there was like 3 barrels that I could see that had a reddish brown substance around the inside of the edges. And I was like, okay, what is in those barrels? And why would you? I mean, is that my thought is that where you were, you know, keeping or getting rid of? I don't know. Like, I don't know what kind of barrels, but I've heard of that before. Like, can they be plastic barrels? I don't know. Y'all saw all those different kinds of barrels, so I don't know. Y'all, I've never done that before. Okay, so let me just tell you, I don't know how it works. I'm trying to find those barrel pictures. They're somewhere in here, and I think they're in the latest drop because pretty sure that's what I was looking at. But anyway, I just thought maybe perhaps that is where some of the remains of what was not consumed or sacrificed or whatever, or they needed to get rid of, that maybe that's where some of that went to. It's in the barrels. But what do I know? Because I can't figure out what else you do with that kind of acid. Let me see what y'all are saying. Looks like a bed sheet on the table. Yeah, it did kind of. Yes, we know about those checkerboard floors. We sure do. You just watch Breaking Bad for tips. I probably should. And people have said that it's a good show that I should watch it, but I don't have time to watch anything. Yeah, I don't want to see what is inside the barrels, but I just want to know. I just want to see like the residue. I can I can probably imagine what is inside the barrel or what was inside the barrels. But anyway, if y'all let me show you uh yeah, how to go into. So, like I said, you can go into Gmail. You can find it's jmail.world. You can put in whatever you want to look for. Um let's see. I thought about putting in something earlier, but I can't remember. Let's put in barrels. Mm, let's see. This looks like all oil pricing. I don't want to know that. Let's put in art. See what we get. Um, I will show you. This was a let me just go back to where I was on the front page. There's more than one page. Let me show you this. This is interesting, and this is a this was brought up, just FYI. Let's see. It's talking about art. Yes. Okay. So this is Michael Wolff. I'm not sure who Michael Wolff is, y'all, but Jeffrey says to him, "Is it a coincidence that the Russian that bought the house in Palm Beach and knows all is the same guy that sold a painting last year to MBS for $450 million that was only worth $1.5 million?" Now, this is about a house that, yeah, was, or about an art piece, yeah, that was sold for, and I can't remember what the piece was, but this was kind of a scandal. So MBS was paying him off. Why? And this is to Trump or yeah, ideas. Reminder, Trump overruled Congress on Yemen. Now this is back in 2019. Starting to smell sweet the way you put it. In addition, my art guy said the painting wasn't very good. You have an art guy. So, I mean, again, does it mean that Trump did anything wrong? No, it doesn't. All that we do know is that this part has been discussed many, many times, is that the painting was sold for 450 million. It was not worth that. That was kind of a given. Here, let me open this back up where y'all can see the whole Gmail. I mean, but yeah, that's, it is what it is, y'all. I mean, I'm just saying, not everything that you're gonna find in here is gonna be, uh, some things are gonna be whatever. It's gonna be speculation. It's gonna be whatever somebody's agenda is. Certainly, is Jeffrey Epstein, an upstanding citizen that you can trust? Absolutely not. Some of these other people are characters as well. So, I mean, again, it is what it is. And I would say, use your own judgment and your own sleuthing skills to figure out what's going on. Hold on. Figure out, why can't I get that down? Hold on. Let me get back here. Okay. Yeah. I mean, check it out yourself. Sleuth it for yourself. I mean, Smoky Mountain Robin, tax evasion could be. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Mino Dino, hello. So there's that. Um, but as you see, he has a lot of things on here that he was following. Um, just the first page is interesting. Is there anything y'all want me to look up while I'm here? Um, See, he has a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people sending him news articles and they comment on that. Um, and he has like there's literally thousands of these. So uh it's easier to, I don't know. It's easier to look up a certain person. Now, I would I was surprised to see that Sarah Ferguson was in a lot of the letters to Epstein. Have y'all seen that? I've seen a lot of videos on her stuff where she backtracked a lot. Basically, she was friends with Epstein way, way, way into the, even after she denounced being friends with him. So that is going to come back and uh, bite her in the rear end. Let's see. Like I said, Prince Andrew was arrested. He was let out, but I don't know what I don't know what the end result's going to be. Um, there is some very damning evidence. I will tell you this, and I know probably a lot of y'all are probably um, Trump people, as I was. So I mean, I'm not trying to make anybody's life. Look, it is what it is, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff in here that is bad. I'm just telling you, it's bad. Now it does say, it'll list the person's name. Here's the way it goes. The person's name has been redacted. It tells you what the situation was. It's a it's bad. Most of them are terrible. Some of them are, oh my god, horrible. And then it will tell you also how the FBI tried to, resolve it. Like, it will tell you whether they thought this person was a reliable witness or not. And sometimes they're not. And sometimes they couldn't get a hold of this person. Sometimes the person would never answer them. When they tried to reach out and make contact, they would never answer them back. Well, I don't understand. Like, if you were trying to get to the bottom of whether somebody is corrupt or something is going on and somebody doesn't answer you, like, I'm just saying this. If I'm a witness to a crime and the officer comes to my house and I'm not home, or they ask me a question and I don't answer it, or they say, well, let us know. Like, they're gonna come back. I don't understand. Like, they hunt you down. I don't know why more effort wasn't made to clear him. If he was cleared, like, why wasn't more effort made? Why are you just leaving oh, well, they never called back, left a message. You'll see a lot of these, left a message, they never called back. Well, what the heck does that mean? Did you actually leave a message to the right number for them to call back? Were they threatened and they didn't call back? Like, that's kind of stupid. The victim, you don't think they might have been coerced by somebody, even their parents? Like, you don't need to be talking about that, or somebody, like, you don't know. I'm not saying it was even him. Like, what kind of person doesn't follow up? So there's a lot of those that, I would say the majority are those that were not properly followed up. Either they just didn't call back, they didn't answer back, they lost touch, they couldn't get a hold of this person. You're the dang FBI. How can you not find somebody? I don't understand. You freaking seem to find me. But there you go. I guess you can't find somebody. Whatever. So because it is like that, I have to, it makes, to me, it's more sus. Okay. If everything was on there, okay, we did this, because to me, and I don't care who you are, I think you're all dirty. Democrats, y'all are dirty. Republicans, you're dirty. Everybody's dirty. Everybody's dirty. All of you. I don't like any of you anymore. You're all dirty, period. That's my opinion. But if and I don't care who you are, but if I don't feel like you have the right, whoever you are, to stand up and say, I've been cleared, if you haven't been, because you haven't been unless all of the people who have been accusing you or saying that you're involved in this, unless somebody has talked to you and the police are like, okay, we checked them out and they're a lunatic, if that's even true, because I mean, sometimes, we know how that goes. But let's say it's true. They do check them out and they are like, they're lying, or they're, they've got a few screws loose and it's just not true. It can be verified that it's not true. Then you're cleared. That's what cleared means. You are cleared when the person who is accusing you is unreliable. Okay? Not because the person who accused you cannot be found or didn't make a statement because they were scared. That doesn't make you cleared. Any of you. I don't know what to say about these people who say, oh, I've been cleared. I've been cleared. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You're just saying that because nobody has proved, nobody's proved anything, because people are scared to talk, or they're being intimidated, or they're paid off, or they can't be reached, or they've just, disappeared off the face of the earth, whatever. Sasquatch has them. Who knows? I just, you're not cleared until all of those people have been proved to be wrong. And that is my problem with it, because anything that you say is shady to me. And I'm going to sit here and tell you, if I've been accused of something and I know 100% that I am innocent, I'm going to say, okay, every one of you, let's sit down and have a conversation. You sit down with the police. Let's clear everyone. Let's hear it. I want to hear everything. You talk about everything and let's prove it. Let's get it all out in the open. I want to hear it all. Okay, that's the way I want it to be, because I don't want anything hanging over my head if I'm innocent. And I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to just pretend, oh, I've been cleared. I don't like it. And it's more than him. Other people have said that, oh, there's nothing, I'm not implicated. Even the women on The View, they're like, oh, they're coming down on everybody else and then they're named in the files. And I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are named in the files and they didn't. They might have just been there. But then all of a sudden, like they're just judging everybody else and then they're in the files. So it's like, oh, it's a different story now. Okay, now you can back up and say, oh, well, come on. Let's get to the truth. And so it's now they're releasing the whole thing about the aliens. It's like we're all focused on Epstein, like we want some answers, we want some justice. Out the whole world's talking about it, but not the United States. And even TikTok is censoring people in the United States. We want all this censoring done. And so now people in the United States are like, we're not shutting up. We're trying to stoke the fire and get it burning hotter because we're not having it. Y'all are all looking at, Nancy Guthrie and you're looking, and I'm not saying that's not a great cause. I'm just saying you're looking at this and you're looking at that. And all these other countries are looking at Epstein. The rest of us are like, hey, we're not giving up. This is horrendous. And then the government's like, oh, guess what? We've got a brand new dog and pony show for you to look at. It's the aliens. We're going to release the alien files. If that doesn't tell you right there that they are trying to hide something, they want you to look anywhere. Oh my God, anywhere but Epstein. Anywhere. They'll pull out the little green man. I guarantee you, if they have to unleash Sasquatch and the zombies, what they're going to do, whatever they got to do. Anything to distract you from Epstein. And that ought to tell you right there that there is something to this that's very, very important. And we can't give up. We can't quit looking at Epstein and all of this stuff because this is just tip of the iceberg. 3 times this amount is missing. Oh, but Miss Bondi doesn't even want you to look at this. She's like, why are we even talking about this? The Dow is, screw the Dow! Screw the Dow! I don't care. I care about the baby eating. I care about the kids. You can take the Dow and shove it right up where the sun don't shine. Along with the aliens. Shove them all up there. I want to see some justice. Not interested in any of this other stuff. And while you're at it, let's pull out the other what? Almost 6 million. No, more than that. I can't count. Wait, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Over 6 million files that we originally started with that we don't have now. Kombucha. I'd have something to drink, but I went live and I didn't know. I was live. So, yeah. So let's look at those. These are bad. And you want us looking everywhere else. What are you going to have to do to not, if you release the other ones? I'm just saying. Not interested in anything else. Is there anything else you want me to look up while I'm sitting here? You want me to type something in? Let's see. Look up about the Life Touch photographers for the school. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're just frat boys, all of them. Oh, wow. Saw an article that says there was up to 50 terabytes, and they have released 300 gigabytes. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's look up uh what did we just say we were looking up? I done forgot. Life. Hold on. Is it Life Touch? Says not. Am I putting that in? Life Touch. Was it called something else? Um, let's see. Let's put school photographer. Let's see. Let's see. This doesn't say anything about Life Touch. I've heard that, but I have not actually looked that up. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this is a long one. Do y'all see anything in this? Let's see. I'm not seeing that. Did they say how they came to it? I've heard it over and over like y'all have. Let's see. Maybe it's. No, this is the Disney photographer. Ooh, Jean Luc. That name, I was trying to figure out how Jean Luc came up because one of those diaries I was reading that I've got that I'll have to, I guess, figure out some way to do video or live stream and show you that I've got bookmarked. Talks about Jean-Luc, and I'm like, who is Jean-Luc? Let's see. But this doesn't say anything about Life Touch. I don't see anything about Life Touch, and it didn't come up, y'all. That's weird. I wonder how they, if it's not in an email. Mm. Do y'all remember though? Um, do y'all remember the speaking of things that I've also seen in here, the Wayfair? Do you remember when Wayfair had the scandal? Were you watching? I think Etsy had the scandal too, but I know Wayfair did about oh wait, maybe it's LinkedIn. No. About selling kids at cabinets. Y'all remember that? If you didn't know, it's and I remember that cuz I was like I don't know. I was on the conspiracy train, but I was honestly like I'm not sure. But you could go on to Wayfair, and Wayfair in my opinion is, I mean, it's kind of expensive, but it's not terrible, honestly. And you would have these cabinets, like these standing cabinets, which, in my opinion, should have been like maybe I don't know, $1 to $3 to $500 at the max. I mean, they really shouldn't have been that much. A couple $100 for some kind of cabinet, or even less. And these cabinets would be like, I don't know, $13,000, $10,000. Like, it was insane amounts of money, $20,000 for these. And I would be looking at them like, what is this about? And the name of the cabinet would have some kind of kid's name, like the, uh, the, I don't know, the Elizabeth cabinet or whatever. It was weird. But, and you would, it was usually sometimes a very unusual name, and or with an unusual spelling. But it was weird because if you went on the site with missing kids, like a missing kid who hadn't been gone that long would have the same name as this cabinet. And that was like $13,000. It was, and so the conspiracy was that this is how they're selling these kids on the dark web, like through Wayfair and all this kind of stuff. A couple of different things, and I think Etsy uh got fingered for doing that, and maybe somebody else. And then, Wayfair is like, oh my God, I don't know what you're talking about. But then their cabinets went down to regular prices, and they're like, oh, that's just a typo. Things quickly went back to normal. And as it happened, somebody in here found where that it was actually a thing. They admitted that was actually a thing, that Wayfair, that people were selling things like that. Those were kids. Those weren't cabinets. I'm not saying that Wayfair was the ones involved. I don't know if sellers sell through Wayfair. I don't know how that works, because sellers can sell through Amazon and stuff. So I don't know how that. I don't know, but I'm not sure. I don't see anything about Life Touch. So we'll have to. I have seen it said a lot. So I'll have to find who found that and their sources and how they found it. Um, because I'm not seeing it by pulling it up that way. Let me see what y'all are saying. Hey, Hiawatha. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Leon Black. I do know Leon Black is in there. Okay. Because I saw that. And also, I didn't know who Leon Black was. Also, one of those little diaries that one of the girls did. Leon Black is mentioned in there. Let's see. Leon Black will come see you. This is partially redacted. We'll come see you at 9 a.m. Wednesday, March 25th. Would you like this to be breakfast? Then redacted in New York with her. Redacted March 25th through 30th. Reminder, give art for the hospital. Appointment with Leon Black at 9 a.m. 2:30 appointment with Dan Jean, and somebody at Core Club. JoJo to drive you. Oh my God, are these all the appointments in one day? 5:30 appointment with Boris Nikolic. 7 p.m. dinner with Woody Allen, Sun Yi, David Blaine. He might bring another magician and Katarina Norton. Is that? Oh my God. I hope that is not somebody's whole thing. Hold on. Let's put Leon Black in there. Okay. You asked for a draft 1040 quite some time ago. Blah, blah, blah. Joe V and I think that in the future, we need to have draft 1040s much, much earlier than this. Okay. Let's see. I told Barry to just send the emails to me, not Leon, since I print them anyway. Have Melanie change the password. That's about, well, let's try to type it right. How about that? Let's see. Wire transfer. Let me see if I can. Keeps asking if I can send our itinerary. Why is it not going? Well, let's see. Interesting. Please treat this as your authorization to transfer. I don't know how you would even say this. Trust. Okay. This would be what? Am I saying this right? $2,204,718.75 from the account of as follows: National Bank of Delaware, the account Luxury Catalogs. Reference Dante's Commedia. That's interesting, Dante's Commedia. Who is Joanne Perron? Very interesting. I wonder if it's somewhere in the other files besides his emails. There is, let's see. Let's search photos. Okay, let's search drive. $200 results for Leon Black. Okay. Let me see if I can figure out what some of these are. Hamlet Holdings. It's got all of his personal holdings, blah, 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 blah. Oh, boy, he's got a lot of holdings. Uh, let's see. Oh, wait. Let me see it right here. Did I miss it? We've got 19 pages of stuff. Hold on. Go back up here because I thought these were in alphabetical order, but they're not. Look at all his bank accounts. Dang. Oh, type of business. Oh my gosh. I'm not seeing it right in here, but that just. Did it have another name? I wonder. You know, that was like DBA Life Touch. Because you know how these companies do. They have like, they change their name 15 times. Uh, Let's see. But honestly, there's 200 pages here. He could literally be in any of these. Let me see. Leon Black touch. Let me see if there's anything. Okay, it doesn't come up with life touch, but let's see if it comes up with photography. Leon Black photography. Okay, let's see. Okay, appointment. Oh, this is talking about the same dinner that we just read about. Okay. We're getting a little bit of somewhere. What is this? Okay, this is art. Okay, this is an art photography, so no to that one. Um, now that looks like I don't see anything about life touch in him. Let's see what this is. Okay. I'm not seeing. Oh my goodness. I don't think this is. This does look like some kind of school thing, but I have no idea. This doesn't look like a photography thing. Is anybody else? Let me go back to where I can see what you're saying. Jeffrey Epstein's reach was global. I don't want to focus on whose name is listed, but whose name is connected to the stuff that happened. He knew everybody. The question is who was involved. Yes, I think, and that's the thing. I think it's the problem is there's so many people involved. Just you might as well just think who wasn't. Leon Black was the CEO of AGM. Yeah, I did see that. That was just in these things that we were looking at. So what was AGM, Dino? What does AGM stand for? Yeah. You're right, Samantha. It's like trusting the police to investigate themselves. Exactly. Exactly. That's the problem, right? Um, let me go back here because is this? Eileen Guggenheim. Law enforcement report. What is this? New York Academy of Arts. Okay. Did something get stolen? What the heck? What's this about? Palm Beach County. What the heck? Okay. I don't understand what all this is about. And why are these people redacted? This looks like some kind of thing from the. Yeah, it says New York Social Diary.com party pictures. So why is this law enforcement report? What is this? Okay. I have not one clue of what this law enforcement report is about. It gives a bunch of residents. Of course, all their addresses are redacted, which is understandable. But what are we looking at? Okay. Okay. Describe your relationship with Mr. Epstein. How long have you known Mr. Epstein? How did you meet? Who are they asking these questions to? Okay. The history of the Guggenheim Museum. Barbara Guggenheim. I think I saw her in one of those pictures with, or at least somebody that from the side looked like her in one of those pictures. Why is this in a police report, though? I don't get it. And their assets. Okay. A law enforcement report processed by the FBI detailing various personal and property records associated with an unnamed subject. The report includes information on voter registration, possible properties owned, and addresses associated with the subject. No criminal records, sexual offenses, or FAA certifications were found. The report also lists possible relatives and associates, along with their addresses and dates of association. Well, why? Why did they do a report on this unnamed subject? It's 73 pages of what? Okay. Whatever. But it came up. But see, here's the thing. It came up. I'm assuming it has something to do with Leon Black under this, because this is how it came up under Leon Black photography. So it's got something to do with that. Now, why were the police looking at that? I don't know. Interestingly enough, I was reading I don't know if it's this dinner, but it's another dinner that they're having with Woody Allen and Soon Yi. And Sunyi is saying that she was not gonna eat maybe just, I don't know, a salad or something because she had been at a friend's eating all day. And Woody, I have to find the email. It's a weird email because she says Woody is a vegetarian. He's not gonna eat. She said, so, Woody's a vegetarian, so he will only eat fish or chicken. And I'm like, wait a second. Now, if you're a pescatarian, you would eat fish. But a vegetarian ain't gonna eat chicken, are they? Like, would you even call yourself a vegetarian? Wouldn't you just say, I only eat chicken and fish? Like, I don't know. The whole email was kind of weird about their dinner and their eating. It was one of those emails of like, what are y'all actually talking about? And I'm thinking, if he's gonna eat chicken, he's not really a vegetarian. You're just picky. It's like my grandma would say, you ain't no vegetarian, you just picky. You picky. Picky. That's what you are, you picky. Okay, Apollo Global Management. Oh, okay, so I think that owns Life Touch. Okay. Alright, so that's where it comes from. See, I know. Um, okay, Mino Dino, it's okay. It's okay. I had no idea I was doing a I had no idea I was doing a live show. I'm gonna get off here. Actually. And because it was a surprise live. I've got to film some ones for Spooky Southern for this weekend and next week. So I'm about done. And thank y'all for hanging out with me. Let me know what you want to do in the comments. I will try to find those diaries for you, and we'll probably do a live one. I might film, I don't know. I might think I'm filming and doing it live like I did tonight, because who the heck knew this was going to happen? But at least I will have them pulled up, because I didn't realize until I was messing with this that it was not going to show up like I thought it would. But y'all have a lovely, lovely weekend, and I will see you soon. Um, Thanks for hanging out on my surprise live that I didn't even know I was doing. Whatever you do, stay safe out there. And please stay silky. Bye bye.